It started with a moment viewers didn't expect. One of those scenes where the energy in the room shifts so fast, you can almost feel the temperature drop through the screen. Jasmine's voice cracked, her eyes wide, and Matt's expression went from calm patience to a tight, cold frustration. It was the moment fans immediately replayed, clipped, and debated online. The argument that exposed just how fragile their connection had become. But how did they get here? Matt, the quiet, structured, deeply logical American man searching for stability. Jasmine, the fiery, emotional, unapologetically expressive woman whose heart always sits right on the surface. From the second they appeared on 90 Day Fiancé, viewers knew their chemistry was electric but unpredictable. One episode could show them laughing like teenagers in love, and the next would erupt into raw, painful conflict. The moment Jasmine broke down on camera wasn't just a dramatic scene. It hinted at something deeper: fear, insecurity, and a growing sense that everything she wanted was slipping out of her hands. And while she tried to explain her emotions, Matt's demeanor shifted in a way fans immediately noticed. He pulled back. He stiffened. He stopped matching her intensity and started questioning everything. Why did her tears matter so much this time? What was Matt holding back behind that controlled exterior? And why did fans instantly take sides the second the footage aired? Online discussions exploded. Some viewers defended Jasmine's emotional honesty. Others argued that Matt had finally hit his limit. Their story became more than just a TV plot. It turned into a study of two people who loved each other but struggled to meet in the middle. Yet that moment, the one where Jasmine's voice trembled and Matt's walls shot up, was only the beginning. Because once that episode aired, the entire timeline of their relationship suddenly looked different. And the question everyone started asking was simple: what happened next? And was this the point where everything quietly started to fall apart? When Matt and Jasmine first appeared on screen, it didn't take long for viewers to lock in on their dynamic. Matt came across as measured, grounded, almost methodical in the way he approached love. Jasmine, on the other hand, arrived with her signature intensity: big emotions, bold honesty, and a personality that filled every frame. The contrast was instantly engaging. They didn't just complement each other, they collided in a way that made their chemistry impossible to ignore. Their age difference added an extra layer to the story. Jasmine's passionate energy often pushed Matt outside his comfort zone, while Matt's steadiness sometimes felt almost too steady. Viewers joked that Jasmine communicated in fireworks while Matt preferred soft spoken text messages. It was funny, relatable, and surprisingly sweet, at least at first. Cultural tension quickly became part of their storyline. Jasmine's emotional transparency clashed with Matt's reserved nature. Jasmine wanted reassurance the moment she felt insecure, and she expressed it with full volume and full heart. Meanwhile, Matt tried to stay calm even when things got tense, using quiet explanations and gentle logic in moments where Jasmine wanted intensity, presence, and instant understanding. Early episodes showed them trying to bridge that gap. Matt cooked, reassured, and reasoned. Jasmine teased, flirted, questioned, and worried. Their connection was real, but you could already feel that their relationship lived right on the edge of passion and frustration. The humor was in the details: Jasmine reacting dramatically to small misunderstandings, Matt blinking slowly like he was buffering, trying to keep up. Fans laughed with them, not at them, because anyone who has ever dated someone with a completely different emotional rhythm understood exactly what was happening. But beneath the humor, tiny cracks appeared. A comment Jasmine didn't like, a moment where Matt hesitated, a misunderstanding that didn't fully resolve. Little things at first, nothing explosive, but things that lingered. Things that made you wonder if their differences were charming or quietly dangerous. And then came the episode where everything shifted. The first fight that didn't just end the scene, but changed the entire tone of their story moving forward. When the tension finally boiled over, the arguments between Matt and Jasmine became impossible to ignore. On screen, you could see the emotional gears grinding in real time. Jasmine's intensity came out full force, her words sharp, her voice rising, and her gestures wide. Fans noticed how jealousy and fear bubbled beneath the surface whenever she felt Matt pulling back or keeping space. She wanted closeness, affirmation, and constant connection, and the cameras captured every flicker of doubt and anxiety in her eyes. Matt, in contrast, showed a different kind of strain. He wasn't dramatic, but his patience had limits. His frustration surfaced in clipped sentences, slow blinks, and moments of withdrawal. On the screen, he seemed tired of repeating himself, exhausted by constant scrutiny, and careful not to escalate while also asserting his boundaries. That dynamic, her urgent intensity against his calm fatigue, made every confrontation feel like a high wire act for viewers. Some fights were small, almost mundane, yet the way they were edited made them feel explosive. A disagreement about a minor plan or miscommunication about expectations often stretched across scenes, leaving viewers on edge. In one moment, Jasmine's emotional collapse in the hallway showed vulnerability and raw pain, while Matt's calm but firm stance suggested he felt trapped between compassion and self preservation. Fans reacted immediately online. Social feeds filled with empathy for Jasmine, frustration at Matt, and debates over who was right or wrong. The editing played a role too. Long pauses, reaction shots, and repeated angles amplified the tension without needing any added drama. Each fight felt meticulously framed, leaving audiences guessing and talking long after the episode ended. By the end of these confrontations, a question hung over the couple like a shadow. Could their relationship survive the constant emotional push and pull? The arguments revealed more than just conflict. They exposed fears, boundaries, and emotional limits. And in that charged moment, fans collectively held their breath, sensing that what had started as small cracks might be about to turn into a full-scale rupture. Jasmine's breakdowns were impossible to ignore. On camera, every tear, shaky breath, and whispered confession felt raw and painfully real. Whether she was curled up on the couch or sitting alone in the confessional, the camera captured the weight of her fear, frustration, and heartbreak. Fans couldn't help but feel for her. Some comments were full of support, others critiqued her emotional intensity, but everyone was watching. Her vulnerability became the emotional anchor of the season, and it was hard not to get swept up in it. Matt, on the other hand, often appeared distant. In aired scenes, his calm demeanor sometimes came across as detachment, leaving viewers questioning whether he understood the depth of Jasmine's emotions. The contrast between her visible distress and his measured responses created a tension that was both uncomfortable and compelling. Some fans interpreted his behavior as rational, others as cold. Either way, the dynamic sparked endless debate online. Social media lit up during these weeks. Short clips of Jasmine's emotional moments were shared widely, edited with dramatic music or quick cuts that made every sniffle feel monumental. Memes, reaction videos, and Twitter threads dissected her expressions and Matt's quiet responses. The franchise amplified the drama by spotlighting these moments, and the timing of the episodes ensured maximum online engagement. Each scene seemed engineered to provoke discussion, and viewers felt like insiders peeking behind the curtain of their turbulent relationship. Despite the spectacle, the emotional truth was relatable. Who hasn't felt heartbroken, frustrated, or misunderstood at some point? That relatability is what made the clips viral. The combination of real pain, on-screen intimacy, and the universal fear of being emotionally abandoned. And yet, with every tear and tense silence, one question loomed over the couple's story. Could their bond survive under this constant scrutiny? Or was it already cracking beyond repair? Viewers were left on edge, unsure whether the next episode would show reconciliation or a collapse that would finally change everything. As the season progressed, the tension between Matt and Jasmine became impossible to ignore. Their conversations on screen sharpened, words clipped and defensive, a far cry from the early episodes where small disagreements were met with calm explanations. In confessionals, Jasmine's fears spilled out with increasing clarity. She admitted feeling like she was constantly on shaky ground, afraid that one misstep could push Matt further away. Her voice quivered as she described sleepless nights and the weight of uncertainty, and viewers could feel the anxiety building with her. Matt's tone also shifted over time. Early on, his calm, almost gentle approach had grounded their relationship. But as episodes went on, he began responding with measured distance, his patience thinning. Even simple disagreements carried a sharper edge, a quiet frustration that made his detachment more noticeable. The contrast between his subdued exhaustion and Jasmine's visible worry highlighted the growing emotional gap. Fans watching felt the tension ripple through every frame, unsure which moments were ordinary strain and which hinted at something more permanent. The airing of these episodes created a new kind of suspense. Comment sections lit up with debates about whether Matt was being reasonable or dismissive. Some viewers empathized with Jasmine, some rooted for Matt, and almost everyone questioned where the relationship truly stood. The producers leaned into these shifts, carefully placing confessionals and confrontations to emphasize the changing dynamics without fabricating events. Each episode added a layer of complexity, showing how love, insecurity, and communication, or the lack thereof, can collide under the glare of reality television. By mid-season, even small gestures carried weight. A pause in conversation, a lingering look, or a tense silence could hint at reconciliation or a looming breakdown. Fans began predicting that the story was heading toward a decisive moment, but no one could say for certain how it would unfold. And then came the moment everyone had been anticipating, the final aired confrontation that would define the season. Every argument, every tear, every clipped word led to this point, leaving viewers hanging on the edge, hearts racing, wondering if their relationship could survive what was coming next. The final aired moment between Matt and Jasmine hit like a thunderclap. On camera, the air was heavy, voices low but tense. Jasmine's eyes glistened with tears as she tried to explain herself, her words trembling between frustration and fear. Matt listened quietly at first, his face unreadable. The calm that had once been grounding now feeling distant and unyielding. Every pause seemed to stretch longer than the last, making viewers squirm with anticipation. Fans on social media reacted instantly. Clips of the confrontation went viral, sparking heated debates about who was right or wrong. Some empathized with Jasmine, citing the vulnerability she displayed in confessionals. Others defended Matt, pointing to his attempts to stay composed under pressure. Across platforms, every emoji, reply, and comment dissected the nuances of body language, tone, and phrasing, turning a single moment into a week-long online conversation. On screen, the tension revealed more than just disagreement. Jasmine's fear of abandonment was palpable. Every plea and quiet explanation carried the weight of insecurity amplified by months of emotional strain. Matt's responses, measured yet distant, showed fatigue and the strain of trying to navigate complex emotions on camera. Their interaction highlighted the thin line between care and frustration, and how prolonged stress can shift even strong bonds toward uncertainty. The framing of the episode intensified this dynamic. Close-ups lingered on Jasmine's expressions, while wide shots captured Matt's physical space, reinforcing the emotional distance viewers felt between them. Comment sections exploded with theories. Some predicted a reconciliation, others feared the worst. The lack of a clear resolution left audiences on edge, emotionally invested in what was yet to come. And just as it seemed the tension might break in either direction, the scene cut with an unanswered question hanging in the air, a single glance, and a heavy silence. Viewers were left asking themselves the same thing. Could this relationship survive the pressure, or had the cracks finally grown too wide? After the season aired, both Matt and Jasmine turned to their public platforms, giving fans glimpses into their minds without revealing anything private. Jasmine shared moments on Instagram that seemed casual at first, coffee runs, selfies, short captions, but fans quickly read between the lines. Every story, every post became a puzzle, a subtle emotional breadcrumb for followers to interpret. Comments poured in, some offering support, others debating what her posts really meant. The engagement spiked, showing how invested viewers had become in her emotional state. Matt, on the other hand, kept his posts minimal and measured. A few travel photos, an occasional work update, captions short and seemingly neutral. Yet his silence spoke volumes to fans. Social media threads dissected his tone, timing, and the absence of commentary about the relationship. Every post became a canvas for speculation. Fans argued endlessly, was he processing quietly? Or was this a sign of detachment? The community buzzed with theories, memes, and reactions, often comparing his restraint to Jasmine's expressive updates. The franchise fan pages lit up. Episode recaps, reaction videos, and fan polls dissected every public post. Some praised Jasmine's vulnerability, while others questioned Matt's lack of emotional visibility. Viewers debated whether the couple's online behavior mirrored their on screen struggles or suggested an entirely different dynamic behind the camera. This online layer added tension, keeping conversations alive long after each episode aired. Despite the posts and stories, the emotional weight was unmistakable. Followers felt the tension, the heartbreak, and the unresolved questions. Every like, comment, and share was a small piece of a larger conversation about vulnerability, communication, and what it truly takes to navigate a high-profile relationship. Fans were emotionally invested, even as the couple's actual status remained unclear. And as the comments continued to flood in, teasing reactions and unanswered questions lingered. Had the distance grown too wide? Or were these posts the calm before a final, emotional resolution that the franchise hadn't yet shown? As of the latest publicly confirmed updates, Matt and Jasmine have kept most of their personal life offline, leaving fans to piece together clues from what's visible on their social media. There has been no official statement announcing a breakup, nor have they posted anything explicitly confirming they are together. This silence has only fueled speculation, with every subtle interaction or absence of interaction noticed and dissected by the fan community. Looking back at what aired on screen, their journey was a mix of hope, tension, and emotional turbulence. From the early days of excitement and anticipation, through the on screen arguments, emotional breakdowns, and confessional revelations, viewers witnessed a story that felt raw and unpredictable. Jasmine's vulnerability, her moments of doubt, and her efforts to communicate stood in sharp contrast to Matt's calm, measured, sometimes distant demeanor. Each episode built layers of understanding about how high stakes relationships are tested under public scrutiny, cultural differences, and personal insecurities. Even without a formal confirmation of their current status, the impact of their story remains vivid. Fans saw not just a couple navigating love under the cameras, but two people grappling with their identities, expectations, and the realities of blending lives across borders. The emotional beats, the heartbreak, the small victories, and the moments of genuine connection still resonate online, from episode recaps to social media discussions. For viewers who followed from the very first meeting to the dramatic confrontations and confessional insights, it's clear that this couple's journey has been anything but simple. What happened on screen sparked debates, empathy, and countless theories, and the public posts only added to the intrigue. And now, with all the tension, heartbreak, and unanswered questions still lingering, one thing is certain: the story doesn't end here. In the next video, we're going to uncover the most shocking fan reactions, behind the scenes production twists that were publicly discussed, and what these moments reveal about reality TV relationships under pressure.